had the thing ready, right?
Yeah, it looked like it was all good to go.
I put all the topics in there and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I think it's the one.
Definitely the one.
I think it's definitely the one.
Well,
here we are again.
hi everyone.
Hello.
15 minutes late.
15 minutes late. I literally stopped working 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Nothing like working a full 8.5 hour day and then doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is work.
It is more work for me. Yeah.
Well, next week, if you show me how to do all that stuff, I'll set it up.
Got it. I will.
Also, is it even online?
Yes.
This is why it would help if we have that image.
No. That image is cursed. I deleted it, actually. You don't have to worry about that image ever again.
No, I mean,
I messed
if
it
we
up.
have it so that I know from now on.
I done did it. Kite tails and flex. You have to say it the special way. Otherwise, we don't show up.
Okay, it is live though. Excellent. I have like a port side view of my hair. If I lean this forward, I can see it a little bit.
Port side view?
Well, like a little porthole view of my hair. I can see it right now.
Yeah, because the ring light?
It's like perfectly, that ring light's kind of blocking it, so I have to maneuver. I have to lean forward a little bit.
Don't look at your hair.
Anyway.
You're welcome, Tiara. Happy to do it. And Emerald, done did it. Done doing it every Friday.
He had a hard day.
Yeah.
He had a hard week.
I just have a hard job.
Yeah.
I carry the lives of many on my back.
Yep.
A hard worker.
Yeah, he's a hard worker.
Yeah.
The rest of us reap the fruits of his labor.
Such is life. Such is life. Someone, and you know, it's funny. I think we've never shied away from the fact that I believe in like perfect equality and everyone deserves a chance. And if you need to tax me more so people can get health care, so be it. I have no problem with that. I work harder than most people I know. Yeah. And I'm still willing to give up my paycheck so that others can enjoy the fruits of my labor.
Yeah.
So not all workers fall into the Ayn Rand dystopian whatever thing that she put out there.
No, not all of them.
Not all of them. Some of us want to help.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how we operate.
Hi everyone, welcome to the stream. Also, I can't see my skirt from that angle.
No, it looks great.
It's
you get just the right amount of thigh. Don't worry.
No, I don't want too much thigh.
No, it's just the right amount of thigh.
Okay, well, we'll see. Whatever. I can only see my hair, so that's the only thing I can focus on. I have to turn this way to look at my thigh, and that makes me look creepy.
Yeah, don't focus on the thigh. Allow the thigh to exist. Don't draw attention to it. You don't want chat looking at the thigh too long. They get sucked into the thigh zone.
Smudge right here.
Get Luna. Have Luna sit there. Block the thigh.
Hi, Arsenic. Gabriel said we should do something for Flex. Get him some caffeine pills so he can work more. No, Gabriel.
Do you know how much caffeine I already ingest?
He already. Also, I realized I'm looking at the wrong. That is the camera. I was looking at the other corner because that's where.
No, camera's right there.
I know, but I've been looking at that corner instead of there.
Yeah, I did it this way this time, so the wire goes.
He already has too much caffeine.
She doesn't like the amount of caffeine I drink.
I've tried to get him off coffee. This has been a point of conflict for us.
But the thing is like, I like caffeine, but I love coffee.
Yeah, he's addicted to coffee.
I love coffee.
He loves it. In fact, he uses this, I can't do anything before I have caffeine in the morning. See me, When I get up, I'm ready to go. I'm like 5 minutes. My brain is perfectly working and functional. Yours, you say, is not.
Yeah, I'm in a stupefied daze.
Yeah.
I get a medium cold brew from Dunkin' Donuts every morning to simulate the commute to work and put me in the mind to get ready to work. But also, that's the right amount of caffeine to get me through. Yeah.
So, Gabriel, no caffeine pills. Also, I missed a comment from Arsenic. Sorry about that. Emerald said the first minute of every stream. How do we look and are we online?
Yes, that's expected.
How does one of us look? Because the other one doesn't have the same.
Literally does not care.
The other one,
I even recorded videos for my work today. I have like nice clothes up there. And I was like, gah, I'm not looking nice anymore.
There's a reason, is because no one cares about the reason I could give you. So I'm not even going to bother about it. What, with my hair, I used a new styling product yesterday. I blow dried it and it looked good. I thought it looked really nice.
So you're saying there's a reason.
There's a reason.
And the reason is you.
Yeah, I'm the reason. Duffman says combine
it's a deep cut just for Andrew.
Duffman says combine it with 5-hour energy in some Red Bull, maximize output. You know what though? Remember, my parents had someone that was working on their roof, and he was like 20-something years old, and he drank Red Bull all the time, and he drank 5-hour RNGs, and he drank this sort of stuff, and he had a heart attack, and he wound up in a coma.
Terrifying.
He recovered, thank goodness.
I used to do full-time landscaping.
Yeah.
Throughout my entire college career.
And you drank Monsters.
6 to 3 every day I landscaped.
Yeah.
I would drink a Monster before I went to work. And I did like back-breaking physical labor.
Happened.
I am so lucky.
So I'm not at all like an advocate or a fan of energy drinks and energy stimulants and Monsters.
Yeah.
And
I just do coffee, natural caffeine.
Yeah, that stuff is really...
Because they add... Really for you. Firstly, thank you, Tiara, for the compliment. Always appreciated. Always welcome on the flex side of the table.
I actually didn't get a compliment today, so I don't know why you said that.
I'm saying
literally no one complimented me today.
You always get the compliments.
No, you were making it seem like
I'm saying the compliments are welcome over here too.
But I didn't get any today, so don't make it seem like no one's compliment, like it's not uneven.
I think there were Arsenic earlier literally said even if you're overworking, you both look great today.
Oh, that's nice, but that's still 1-1.
That's a 1-1.
So now you're 2-1.
I'm 2-1.
So let's not act like I'm overpowering you somehow with the compliments.
You're overpowering me. The compliments are weighing me down. I'm dying. Help.
Let's not,
Yeah, let's not
play the part.
Let's not play the game. I'm so sad. Please feed me the compliments. I need the love.
That's not usually how it goes.
No.
I mean, when people act that way, that's not what they say.
No, I'm not going to repeat what they say.
Let's not even get into it. We know.
We all know.
We won't get into it.
Yes.
Let's just move on.
Let's get into it. Let's get into what's up because there's a lot of stuff.
We do have a lot of stuff to get on.
I've only seen the links on this. Mm-hmm. I've not even seen the list. I can't even fathom to imagine.
I didn't update the list though.
Have scientists finally unraveled the 60-year mystery surrounding 9
Did you put all these in order because I didn't organize the list?
I put them in the order you gave them to me.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Have they though?
Yeah, they have.
No way.
So the Dialective Path is one of those like unsolved mysteries, and it was about this group of hikers. Well, they weren't even really hikers. I mean, they were very, very well known within their field, but they went up in this mountain.
This is borderline creepypasta.
It's very creepy.
Yeah.
So in 1959, and their dead bodies were found with the most like horrific injury to them. Like,
weren't they burned from the inside out?
Some of their eyes was missing. No, they weren't. That's a myth.
Oh.
Their eyes were missing. Some of their tongues were missing. Heads were caved in. Body dismemberment. And everything was like impacted by the snow. And for years, everyone was thought like everything from experiments to extraterrestrials, or there's some weird stuff going on. And so, because of two different simulations that they used, scientists were able to figure out and adequately replicate what would have happened during an avalanche. So what happened is the scientists took snow footage from Frozen, the snow mechanics of Frozen.
No way.
With also, with what's it called when you have like the information studies that were done during like crash dummy training.
Yeah.
And they combined those, and they were able to simulate that avalanches really would do this much destruction to your body. And it's thought that what happened was they set up camp on snow that they thought was thicker than it actually was, and it ended up creating an avalanche, and that's what killed everybody.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it wasn't
literally like
they don't know for sure,
crushed to death by snow.
Right, yeah, and how horrific is that?
That is horrific.
They don't know, of course, for sure. They can't say this is 100% what happened, but the simulations show that this is most likely what would have happened. And yeah, there is the little thing. So they didn't know, they couldn't tell how unstable the ground they were camping on really was.
Right. That does make sense.
It was a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
It's
like,
really sad though.
it is sad.
Yeah.
But like, what happened to their tongues and stuff?
It's just like the impact from the snow.
Wow.
That's how like brutal it is.
So weird.
Yeah, I know.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they finally figured it out. Because I remember that was like borderline a creepypasta for a long time.
No,
it was just
this
like
is
this
one of the,
internet
this is-
myth, kind of
right.
like, I'm sure we'll talk about the Cecil later.
Exactly.
It's just
yeah,
one of
this
those
is
things.
One of those like unsolved mysteries that is, I mean, look how old it is. It's from 1950s.
But I think it really gained traction once those posts started showing up on
exactly. There's like
the Reddits and the
top
Facebooks.
10 unsolved mysteries. The Dialective, someone can correct me on pronunciation, but this is always like definitely on one of those lists.
Yep.
Oh yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, Tiara said maybe the foxes and like scavenger animals
afterwards.
ate the tongues and eyes and stuff like that. Yeah. But like that's just how powerful snow is. So that's really scary.
That is really scary.
I mean, that's just like, you don't realize wind is a powerful force. Water is a powerful force.
Nature is like super powerful.
Yeah.
Look at Texas. Look what's really happening in Texas. Like nature can literally shut down an entire state if you
Yeah.
let it. So yeah, don't mess with it.
It's awful. But I thought that was interesting because that's like one of the unsolved mysteries.
Yeah.
That is now kind of like,
I'm glad you found this.
Joseph found it.
It sated my curiosity.
Yeah,
Thank you, Joseph.
Joseph found it. I know. We get interesting links in the server from stuff.
Speaking of interesting links, NASA's Perseverance rover sends sneak peek of Mars landing.
Yes. But you need to look up footage of it.
Okay.
Too, if you can find footage, because there's no footage on there.
Where might I
there
find
is
this footage? All right, well, you talk about it. I'm going to find the footage.
Arsenic said, yeah, the bodies were found 3 months later, most likely animals. Yeah, that's just, that's scary to think about. But yeah, the Mars rover Perseverance has landed, and its goal is to bring back samples so that we can test to see if there are any traces of previous life and to see what other things happen on Mars. I don't really know that much
Just
about
like
it.
the David Bowie song.
I'm not
This
that,
is an actual life-size model of what is affectionately known as Percy, is up there on Mars now that they were able to create. And right here in the front, you can see up here, this is where they have some...
Which is in color, by the way, because the previous Mars rover was only able to do like still images into a video. So this one's like in color with sound.
Cameras where we're getting these new images that we're going to show to you on the screen right now to say that they've been able to take pictures and they are now in high definition. And the other really cool thing is that there is audio involved now too, that we're going to get sound and video that is going to come back.
That's not, why is it in black and white?
But these new images, getting to see what we are seeing up there in a new way. And there's so much new technology.
Are you sure it wasn't colorized
involved here?
No, it was definitely in color because the Mars
very
rover
slowly. But one of the new things that's on there,
that's super cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to look it up. I haven't had time to keep up with any of this.
So that is the new
goodness.
developments from NASA with the rover on Mars.
That's super cool.
Yeah, I think so. Even though I'm not like big on it, it was still like neat to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy? Like, I'm pretty sure NASA is one of like the most underfunded government agencies out there. Yet they still land things on Mars.
Yeah.
You know, like if you could do that under budget, you could do anything.
Yeah.
You can truly do anything.
Creative.
All right. So.
Oh, Emerald says they are taking samples that will be sent back to Earth on a later mission. Okay, thanks, Emerald.
Have we ever brought anything back from Mars before?
I don't think so.
We have moon rocks and moon dust. Have we ever gotten Mars dust before?
I don't know. I think this might be the first one.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Someone will correct me if I'm wrong, but Duffman says underfunding makes organizations more resourceful and creative.
That's the same thing with video games.
Yeah, which is unfortunate though.
When you look at like the level of creativity that you had to squeak into like a Super Nintendo versus a PlayStation 5, it's like no wonder why we don't have like the level of mechanical creativity we used to have. It's just
it kind of does force you to think outside the box.
It's easier. When you have more stuff, it's easier and you don't have to think around the problem. Yeah.
So, good for NASA. Good for NASA for thinking outside the box. Emerald said part of the Mars rover will fly around and make autonomous decisions. That's a little weird.
That thing's getting sniped. That thing's getting sniped.
By
Can you
who?
imagine if like some little thing flew over our house and we're like, what's that thing up there, Geraldine? Grab the rifle.
Someone on Mars is going to grab the rifle and shoot it down.
Yes, the Floridians of Mars are absolutely shooting that thing down. Just calling that right now.
Will.
So, you did a thing this week. You did a really good thing this week. I got to see it. It was really, really awesome.
Yeah.
You are helping to save the right whales.
Yes. So I posted this link in the Discord server and I asked everybody to please take literally less than 5 seconds to go fill out your name and sign this letter because NOAA is taking NOAA is a branch of the government that is trying to focus on ways to help the right whales. And I literally never ask you guys for stuff, so it would mean a lot to me if you could do this. You don't have to be an American, but they're taking open comments right now up until March. And so I attended, it was an open meeting, and you were there, and Pyle was there too. Yeah, Pyle, thank you. Pyle was there. And so that really meant a lot to me for you guys showing up because I did a little speech, but a lot of people did speeches. And this was such a cool thing because so I learned a lot about fishing during this.
Surprisingly, and lobster catching.
Right, just because of what I had to do to prepare my little speech, but also about the complications right now. So the right whales are North Atlantic whale, and there are less than 360 of them in existence. I mean, they are on the brink of extinction. Only 1/3 of those or less are breeding females. So if we don't intervene quickly, we're just going to completely lose them. And so the thing that I was approached with, I think it's AFAW, IFAW, International Friends of Wildlife, it was an organization that I support. They texted me and asked if I would be able to speak at this little seminar, and so I did. And I had no idea about, it's just like horrific. So much marine life dies in entanglements.
Yeah.
And it's a slow death if you imagine.
From a rope.
Drowning.
Yeah. It's
and
like
choking.
Yeah.
You know, and it's awful. But it's really encouraging, and I love going to like these open town hall meetings because you just get to hear from so many people. And some of them are like biologists, but a lot of them are just people that are like, I just want to try and do something. Yeah.
And even like the fishermen acknowledged that it was something that they need to do something about it,
right?
But they have their struggles too, so it was nice to see everyone kind of come together and talk it out, basically.
And one of the things that I was talking about, and that this campaign Ropeless for Right Whales, there is this new form of fishing. It's fishing without using ropes, because those ropes, it's just making me too sad to talk about.
Oh, we can move on if you want.
Well, no, it's important because I think, this is something that it's unfortunate that it has to come to begging people over, text messages like, please send a comment. And only so far, like, if you go look on gov.org or the regulations, there's only like 15,000 people,
Yeah.
It's just, it makes me really sad that people just do not care. They cannot be bothered by it. And there's only a few
there's
people.
How many billions of people on the earth? And I think there's 380 of these whales left. It's very sad.
That.
And
I know. And
there's 5 times as many people who care to save them.
Right.
It's a very sad situation.
And it's sad because you can't really do anything except bug your representatives to do something about it. But I mean, this is a terrible thing, and my concern is that it's going to get caught up in back and forth deliberations about whether or not. So what I fought and what this ropeless campaign want to do is we have ropeless fishing technology that is not going to hurt the livelihood of the fishermen.
Oh, no.
And it's also not going to, contribute to these constant entanglements of whales. And it's like, why don't we just apply it right now? We have it. They've only allowed it in, a number of spots. It's illegal in a lot of different areas. Instead, they're just saying, oh, we can just make weak links in fishing lines. And weak links are like these, it's literally what it sounds like. It's this like weak links where if whales apply a certain amount of pressure, they'll be able to get out.
Break.
Right.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work, and it doesn't work for calves, turtles. It doesn't work for smaller marine life. It's like not a viable option. So I don't understand why we have a solution that we can apply. Why isn't it just like, let's do it right now? Instead, it's like, okay, we have to wait until this time period. We have to wait until this time period. It's like, it's super, super annoying bureaucratic red tape stuff that is just like so frustrating.
There's so much of that just in general.
Right, it is.
Everything requires
we cannot wait for things to happen.
Right. But if there's money on the line, they'll work very quickly to address the thing right away.
Right. Or certain people get involved. So it's really frustrating. But it's encouraging to go to these things. And I really learned a lot. And I appreciate you were there as well. Mm-hmm. And I've just thought people need to get off like social media and get off arguing about stupid things when there's real problems in the world. And people will say, I've been asked, oh, how do you have like a well-rounded view of life? And, it's because I don't waste my time with stupid, mundane arguments. Like last week, there was drama because yet another stupid celebrity couldn't keep their mouth shut and had to go, spout complete nonsense, throw their career away over something you're going to delete in a second. I do not understand that.
Yep.
Like, why are you
The things people argue and fight about are not the things that are generally important.
Right, but look how much attention that got. Like, It was everywhere. Everyone was talking about it. So that just kind of stuff, like, absolutely just annoyed. It just completely annoys me. I can't stand it.
I agree.
But yeah, I did that. So I'd appreciate if everyone would sign that. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What I put in my comment, because I wrote a comment, I was basically like, look, and I don't think this is extreme at all. Actually, I think this is totally fair. When you look at like human evolution and where we've come, since the Industrial Revolution, we have progressed at a rate that is just unnatural.
Yeah.
Compared to every other creature on the planet. No animal has had time to adapt alongside with human growth. It is not fair that we have extincted so many animals because of human progress.
Yeah.
We need to consider the other creatures that we destroy when we progress. And if something we're doing is causing an organization of animals, it's 380 right whales, very smart creatures, like very close to human levels of intelligence. If they're going to go extinct because of what we're doing, we need to stop.
Yeah.
Like there's just no question about it. I don't care if there's money on the line. I don't care if there's jobs on the line. You have to stop because we cannot be responsible for just killing off everything. Like that cannot be the human legacy in a million years when, we do have some great space society. It's like, well, what do humans do? No, we just killed everything.
Yeah.
Like that cannot be our story. We have to eventually stop and say like, look, enough is enough. We're going to get these animals in check and then we're going to continue to progress. Like that's just all there is. And if it means eating less lobster or eating less fish, like I'm sorry, that's just the way it has to go.
Yeah.
Like these animals have died. We might suffer monetarily or get less fish.
But I mean, stupidly enough, is a political issue.
It always
people
is.
Like argue against it. I'm not even gonna get involved. I'm so sick and tired of people making Earth issues political issues.
Yeah.
Like we should
it's
all
humans
be
are
behind this.
Yes, they're very selfish.
Completely so stupid. Arsenic said the ecosystem is so fragile we have to be careful as one mistake could have massive consequences.
Right. And we don't know the kind of ramifications that all these extinction
really
events are going to have on us. It's like even being selfish, these creatures were here to provide some kind of balance. Like this all evolved out of an ecosystem of like, sort of oneness and unity. And now humans have just completely taken over the balance and there is no unity anymore. It's just human. So
there's not.
I don't know what that's going to mean for us in 100 years, 1,000 years.
I don't know.
Could be very bad.
I just encourage everybody to kind of like open your eyes, get involved with news, things that are going on around you, and just try and be active because we definitely need that right now.
Yes.
We need less like online white knights and more
less hashtag activism.
Yes,
more
exactly,
actual activism.
Exactly. Yeah.
Use your voice for good.
Right.
Or donate.
Donate or get involved or just educate yourself.
So this seems positive. I'm hoping it's positive.
I think this is Duffman's article.
Ozone layer rescued from chlorofluorocarbon damage.
Thank you for this article, Duffman, because this is good news. Usually it's like doom and gloom on our science tidbits here. But so the ozone layer is now being seen to repair itself.
That's awesome.
Because there were these, I think they were called CNCs or
CFCs.
CFCs.
It's like chlorofluorocarbons, I thought.
Right, from aerosol sprays and things like that. And for a while, so back in, I think it was like the 80s, they were outlawed because of the damage that was being done to the ozone layer. And these researchers noticed that the levels were still not where they should be, having been outlawed. So they were able to do like an atmospheric test and see that they were illegally being used in China. And so once that was addressed, the ozone layer is like back on track to healing itself.
This is crazy. This whole really over Eastern China.
I know.
That is nuts.
Yeah. And you can see like it honed in like where is this stuff coming from.
Yeah.
So this is the kind of like going after people that I want to see. Go after people who are offenders of, hurting the environment. And I mean a really, really bad way too, because the ozone layer is so important.
They say it's back on track.
On Earth.
That's
so this
great.
is really, really good news. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I really, really like this.
So I love this last line here. It says, so later this century, we should see recovery of the ozone layers back to levels we saw in 1980.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's good news.
It is good news.
Keep going.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the kind of stuff that I like to hear about. Updates.
Oh, here's... this is old. This isn't even from the 13th. This is pre-Valentine's Day. Old news. The morning after, NVIDIA leans on older graphics card. Yes, I know.
No, I didn't put that
in there. It's like, holy crap, when did we last stream?
I don't even know what that's about.
Yeah, so basically, I just thought this was kind of funny. We can kind of hit this and move on. They literally are re-releasing old 1050 Ti's because they can't get the 3080s, 3070s, 3060s out. Who wants to buy this crappy old card?
Maybe it works well enough for some people out there. Don't need to be doing computer science.
Works well enough.
They don't need to be doing rocket science.
Well enough is never the way you should respond to graphics cards.
What if they're just playing like The Sims? They don't need like the big next thing.
If this feels like such a
How many
sham.
people out there have gotten the new graphics card and don't know anything about it other than I wanted it because everyone else wanted it. Now I have one, and they're not doing anything on their computer. They're just playing like Snake.
I feel like if you got a 3080, you're not playing Snake. Just a guess.
No, I guarantee you someone out there
either Bitcoin mining
getting it.
Or you're playing the games.
They're only getting it to play Snake.
Snake?
At least a dozen
Where's
people,
your source on this, Kaitel?
I'm just guessing. At least a dozen people out there, this is what I'm guessing.
At least a dozen. At least a dozen 3080 owners have only played Snake on their computers. That's the article I want to read, and I want to understand what's going on there.
I'm going to find someone who still plays Snake today. I'm going to interview them.
Snake's a great game. It's classic.
Snake
all right.
and Minesweeper.
Netflix is adapting Redwall Books.
Yes, this is something I've talked about in the past because I'm like, why is there no Redwall? Redwall would be a great series. And now you have it. The guy who made Into the Garden.
Over the Garden Wall?
Over the Garden Wall.
Oh, that's super cool.
It. So I really hope that this
has rock
fan
facts.
art. No, Over the Garden Wall was
it's a rock
but
fact.
I hope this is the concept art because this is what they need to do. They need to make it like serious. Oh, Arsenic says, what do you think about NVIDIA and the mining situation?
What's the mining situation? I'm not...
He posted an article, but I didn't read it because...
How old? Because like I haven't today and yesterday, just a blur to me.
Yeah, it was out of my...
What are they doing now?
Realm of expertise, the mining situation.
I know, like, crypto mining. That's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing a lot of people bought 3080s for.
Starkara and I are the only... Me, Starkara, and Emerald, the only ones excited for Redwall.
I'm excited. I mean, I'm more excited at the fact that Over the Garden Wall guy is doing more things.
That
but I'll watch
makes me
Redwall.
a little bit suspicious.
I loved Over the Garden Wall. It's classic.
Yeah. I just don't like when characters have to be stupid. I don't like when people are purposefully stupid.
Yeah, but if he wasn't stupid, you wouldn't have gotten
Arsenic
Potatoes
said,
and Molasses.
I don't like
the
that.
greatest song ever written.
I hate that song. Arsenic said they're blocking some coins.
They're blocking some coins? I feel like they can't do that. Like, they're actively, like, stopping you from mining certain coins on their cards?
They're blocking some coins.
coins.
Tiara says mouse guard is better. That photo you showed, Tiara, was really cute. I don't know anything about... Oh, he said he did tag you in Discord for the article.
I'll take a look.
He'll take a look. Sorry, Arsenic. I'd have read, but that's not my area of expertise. Yeah, so I'm excited about this. Oh my gosh, we have so much upcoming new stuff to talk about.
Jack Black will be Claptrap in the Boderlands movie. I knew this one. I saw this.
I'm actually excited because I like Jack Black. I've always liked Jack Black. I know some people don't like him, but I love him. I just think he's like a jolly, fun man.
He is.
He's just so fun.
Him playing that little saxophone on Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
I want him to be my dad.
Yeah, I know. I would love Jack Black as like a parent, you know? He's just a fun guy. But Eli Roth is doing a Borderlands movie, which
that
is
disturbs
weird.
me. Yeah, I don't like that.
Very disturbing because he's very gory. He's the guy who did Hostel, by the way. I think he was also the Bear Jew in
Inglourious Basterds.
Inglourious Basterds.
Yes.
But he's weird.
He's a weirdo.
And so he's going to be doing... Also, Cate Blanchett is going to be in Borderlands.
I don't like...
As is Jamie Lee Curtis. So I have no idea.
I don't like the universe of Borderlands.
Neither do I.
I don't want a Borderlands movie.
No. But I'll watch it just for Jack Black.
Absolutely. I'll support...
You know he'll be funny
I'll support
as
Jack Black.
You know he'll be funny as Claptrap.
Claptrap was like the only thing I liked in Borderlands.
Yeah.
I like the gameplay of Borderlands a lot. I just didn't like the world and characters.
I know, the world, the characters. But this is going to be weird. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, and Kevin Hart is going to be in... So
is it just Jumanji? Is it just Jumanji?
No, it's Eli Roth's Jumanji, which is terrifying to think about.
Yeah, it's kind of
scary. Jay Taylor said, didn't even know a Borderlands movie was in production. Neither did we. This is brand new. This is like last week's news. So Salty says Jack Black is Keanu lovable. Thank you, Salty.
Absolutely.
That's exactly it. Yes.
Absolutely.
I just think he's like a funny Keanu. Kane says, have you guys watched WandaVision?
I saw last week's. I haven't seen the one that's out today.
I've seen episodes 1 through 4.
We think you saw 1 through 5.
1 through 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of lost interest when they started doing all the sword stuff.
Yeah.
I was going to say shield, but I know it's...
That's Marvel's biggest problem, in my personal opinion. To do a WandaVision minute here.
I don't know, Kane.
I love it. I love the show.
I liked the first episodes, but I don't like the sword stuff.
I love the show. I hate the way Marvel films their sword stuff.
I know.
It's weird because Captain America Winter Soldier, which is the second Captain America movie, did a really good job of doing the whole like shield setup. And that was the only movie that did it well. Everything after and everything before has been really stupid.
Yeah.
It feels like...
I know.
It feels like nighttime procedural crime chasing drama. Uh-huh. Marvel needs to stop that.
Yeah.
Do the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Or do it like Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I agree.
Leave it alone.
They just need to relax a little bit.
I'm excited to see tonight's episode though.
Teflon Ron, yeah. Kane says it's a little slow, picks up mid-season.
Yeah, I thought last week's episode was really good. Yeah. It was Malcolm in the Middle.
It was great. I love Malcolm in the Middle. They shouldn't have had so many kids.
That's why it's funny.
No, it's not funny.
They're like the crappiest parents. But they still do good for their kids.
Why do you keep having kids if you're this bad of a parent? If you don't want to be a parent, why do you keep having kids?
It's like The Simpsons.
I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. Okay, what's next?
Well, I'm waiting for the thing to load. I guess we're watching a trailer.
Which one?
A terrible one.
I'm just putting on a little bit because I want them to see.
Yeah, they're going to see something terrible.
I want them to see the bad energy this has.
Congratulations.
Okay.
This is a terrible trailer.
Did it stop or is it still playing?
I think it's playing.
This trailer is so cringy.
This is
We're not
why...
gonna watch the whole thing. Tiara says they weren't bad.
No, they're not. They made some bad decisions, but they're good parents.
They were so irritating.
No, they love their kids.
No,
They love their kids.
That's my nightmare. That show is my nightmare.
This movie is my nightmare.
I was ready to make a statement. Did it just... It's got it. Did you get to the part where she's like, I'm
Yeah, I can't tell because
okay.
this doesn't sound...
This is Disney's Birds of Prey. It's got the same sort of energy. It's got the same music. It's got the same feel to it. It's got the same, she's driving. She wants to be taken seriously. She's burning down buildings. She's doing all this crazy stuff. She's so bad. And then she's like, says the most secondhand embarrassing thing, I'm woman, hear me roar, which is just...
That's cringe.
Why on earth was that ever part of this movie? So this is definitely Disney's Birds of Prey.
Yes.
And I don't know who asked for it.
I don't understand.
I don't know why.
Why Maleficent and now Cruella? Why is Disney so unwilling to let female villains be villains?
Right, and we said the same thing with
That's kind of cringy.
Netflix did this with Ratchet.
Like, stop removing the villainy from good female villains.
Oh my, Duncan. Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, here. If you're going to have a Disney villain movie, why hasn't there been any movie about Ursula yet? But in the style of, like, Divine?
No, thank you.
Get that guy, get John Waters to do it.
John Waters is Ursula?
John Waters?
Well, Divine, the person who is Divine passed.
No, but I'm not saying, first of all, I don't know anything about Divine other than what we heard on RuPaul.
Yes.
Other than it's supposedly really gross.
It's gross.
Like disgusting,
yes.
like potty humor.
They were not
gross.
Upstanding member of society, but they definitely had a life.
But was Ursula based on her?
No. I think Divine kind of got their look from Ursula. Partially. Yeah.
No way. Disney's Little Princess was like the 90s. All that Divine stuff.
Oh yeah, that's true. That was
earlier.
Like 70s, 80s.
I'm pretty sure they based Ursula off of her.
Yeah, well, that's wild. Yeah. You're right.
I don't know. I'm not going to I'm just speaking. I don't know anything about this Divine stuff. Starcar says, I love Emma Stone and I have zero interest in watching this. Yeah, here's another thing. Why Emma Stone?
We've already established that Americans can't do British.
No, but British really do well a Southern accent.
Yeah, they do good Southern.
If you've not seen Devil All the Time, you have to watch. It's got Dudley from Harry Potter. It has Spider-Man, and it has Robert Pattinson. And they're all doing the creepiest Southern accents ever.
So good.
And it's really, really good.
Tiara says Ursula was based on Divine. That is nuts. That's buck
Okay, thank
wild.
you, Tiara. I kind of thought because she looks like her.
Yeah, no.
So why haven't they done an Ursula movie? That would be so much better. I feel like that would be, if they're going to do a villain, at least like, okay, Cruella had a song. She didn't sing the song, though. The father of the Dalmatians sang the song, you know. Mm-hmm. She didn't sing the song. Ursula has, like, her own song.
Yes. Poor unfortunate soul.
I feel like Ursula would be such a better villain for them. Also, the Maleficent movies, I don't think so. Andrew said Emma Stone can do accents really well. I don't know. It sounded really bad to me.
It sounded weird.
It sounded bad to us. And
I was like, what is this accent she's doing?
It sounded bad to us, and I was completely duped by that tall turtleneck guy in Bly Manor. I thought his accent sounded great, and apparently Tiara said it was really bad. I thought it sounded really bad, though. As an American, I thought it sounded bad. Kara said the guy from Walking Dead, Rick, is amazing at American accents.
Yeah, I didn't know that guy wasn't an American.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's nuts. People do really good American accents.
Yeah. American
the other way,
is easy to do.
I think
the other way, it's really difficult to do.
What about Leo DiCaprio?
What accent does he do?
South African.
I don't know if people liked that.
Didn't they? I thought he did. I thought he like immersed himself to learn that accent.
I don't know.
Blood Diamond.
I don't know what people...
I thought that was really well done.
I don't know enough about that. I just know I don't like that girl in the movie. It's just cringy.
Oh, yeah. I thought you said gorilla. I'm like, what gorilla movie?
Lights up her dress and she's like, I'm a psycho. I'm woman.
Stop being cringe.
And like, yeah, what is with this whole, like, you can be a girl boss stuff? It has that girl boss energy.
So, but the thing that's kind of like Joker was always a villain, and Joker is still a villain.
Yeah.
Like, he's a bad guy at the end of Joker. He's sympathetic, but he's still bad.
Joker made me like Arthur Fleck.
Yes.
I thought Arthur Fleck was fantastic. Even when he, like, just finished killing the guy and he was joking around, I was like, I would totally have this guy over for dinner. Andrew said Cruella versus Kong. That I could do Cruella versus Kong. Duffman said everyone is leaning in. Were we leaning in?
Were we leaning in? I don't know. But
I kind of just shift around.
Yeah, my back's a little sweaty. You know, I got a little sweaty back here.
Salty says Sophie Turner had the worst American accent I've ever heard in Hollywood. Who's Sophie?
I don't know that.
I don't know who that is.
So, Sophie Turner, wasn't she the Game of Thrones?
Oh, Sansa?
Yes.
What American accent?
Wasn't she Jean Grey?
Oh, was she?
I don't think I ever saw her as Jean Grey though.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Those movies were okay.
I don't know about those.
At best.
Tiara says Cruella is going to be great. Just get on board, Kite.
No.
2022, we're dying to have our head black blonde. No, I just don't. It wasn't doing it for me. No.
But something did do it for me.
Something did it for you.
Something.
Oh my gosh, I have a funny story.
Took me by surprise.
So we'll show a little bit about this. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be violent. So if there are, by any chance, any 18 and under watching,
close your eye. Just one. Because then you're only seeing half of the violence, and I think that's like a PG-13 rating.
When we got there,
yeah.
Look how good this looks, though. It's Sub-Zero.
Yeah. So this is a Mortal Kombat movie, and
I'm ready for it.
You're really excited for it.
Their outfits look good.
Yeah.
Like their outfits look
You're excited
great.
because it looks like all the characters are there. Okay, this is crazy. The trailer just came out yesterday and it's got almost 4 million views.
That's because Mortal Kombat rocks, 1. 2, this actually is like a good movie. So people are like, hype, give me that.
Pale Blue says, you're so frustrating to watch Call Out
dragon marking.
Is it because we're not calling on you? Is that what you mean? Because I haven't seen, I swear I haven't seen any of your comments at all.
Are we supposed to be calling people out? For what reason are we calling them out?
Maybe he means like watching.
Andrew, I'm calling you out.
Watching their videos.
Right now.
Duncan said all the characters I expect had better here.
Well, it depends on which game you are familiar with Duncan.
He's making a joke, okay, because I'll tell you what happened.
Okay.
The fate of Earth is in our hands.
I put the list in the Discord. This was on the list to discuss.
Yes.
And then he said, what about Chun-Li? And I said, oh my gosh, what about Chun-Li other than something in the trailer I missed? And he said, it was a dumb joke. And I said, oh, okay, well, I missed the dumb joke. And then he posted an article because someone wrote an article saying, why isn't Chun-Li why isn't she there? She's the coolest
This has to be a
character.
troll.
No, it was real. It was real. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to give them traffic. I don't want to give them attention. But they were saying that Chun-Li is not there. Why isn't she there? In fact, this is very upsetting because she's the coolest babe in all the realms. And then they made an edit to their article and they said, well, we've become aware that Chun-Li is not in Mortal Kombat. Wow. That's all they said. They didn't apologize. They didn't say, shame on us. They didn't take the article down. They were trying to pull something and then they didn't even apologize for making the mistake.
That is the most bullcrap,
it's so
outrage, garbage I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, this is Simon McCoy, director of Mortal Kombat.
This
I'm
just
gonna
goes to
step you
show
through
you
the trailer, give you some tidbits and insights in what we did.
The spectrum of people who create internet news, video content, have no idea what they're talking about.
Wait, Emerald said the trailer is still playing. The video is still
Okay, so let me tell you guys what's going on here. I am remote desktoped into the Valheim server, which is currently down. I know,
each
don't tell
of the
me.
characters get
and I'm streaming video
and
back.
Introduced into the story.
It's very slow. It's very slow. Even on 5G Wi-Fi, it's very slow for some reason. We can thank Microsoft Remote Desktop Technology.
Wait, it's still going. So
I'm stopping it. It takes time.
They're yelling at you.
I'm yelling back. It takes time. I swear. There's like no chill.
This is why I would not be cool with Malcolm in the Middle.
I don't understand what Malcolm in the Middle has to do.
I wouldn't be
with
cool
this.
with it. Anyway,
that's garbage.
that was so stupid.
That is so stupid.
But okay, here's the thing. I didn't get the joke. I thought I was like, oh, is that a character? Like, I didn't think about it. But then I just said, oh, okay, you know. Haha.
I think
if
people go looking for fights.
But here's the thing. If I was like very, very just determined, like, oh, that wasn't nice. Why would you trick me? Why would you do that? There'd be something wrong with me.
Yes.
You have to be able to just kind of laugh at yourself and
laugh.
say, oh.
Yeah, I made a mistake.
The fact that they couldn't do that and they're just like, wow, is really embarrassing.
But I mean, we know.
Really, really cringy.
I'm sure people can find the article. I kind of want to see it.
It's in the Discord.
You know that article is written with the entire point of starting drama.
Yeah.
They don't care about Mortal Kombat, and they certainly don't care about Chun-Li.
Right.
If they did, they'd know she's from Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Literally, like, one of the most iconic female characters in video games. Street Fighter 2, Chun-Li.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Chun-Li.
So it was most likely clickbait article.
That is the most clickiest of baits.
That's what I was thinking. Like, it got me to click on it, and then I clicked on yet another article.
It also goes to show you, like, they don't do research.
No,
they don't even fact check or edit.
That's why I said that the writer who wrote that's getting like, promotion for so much traffic.
What can I ask what the domain website it belonged to?
Yeah, I'll tell you later.
Okay. Don't ever go to that website again. Because their editor-in-chief...
I won't ever go to that website
Their editor-in-chief should be fired before you go back to that website. Because it's not her fault.
Site.
It's the editor-in-chief's fault for ever letting that get published.
I'm pretty sure all of this was a ruse because seems to be the sort of stuff they do on this website from what I saw.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it's a troll site, then it's a troll site.
It's not a troll site, but they do like to anger people and get anger click. That's what they do. They do a lot of anger click. Roth says, hey guys, are we talking trash about journalists? I'm down. Yeah, we are, but I think we're at the end of it now because we have other things we have to move on to.
I'm not going to show any more trailers. I'm just done with that.
Okay, we don't need to anyway.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Let's talk about...
I don't know if there was any other good
There was the old trailer.
Oh, yeah. M. Night Shyamalan has a movie coming out that is just called Old.
As he would.
It's just called Old. And it's about these people who go on an island and the island like super, super ages their kids. And so their kids like growing up exponentially fast. The trailer is 30 seconds long. So you don't really get to see anything.
But it has Visit vibes.
It kind of has Visit vibes.
Which is a great movie.
I love The Visit.
I love M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night Shyamalan, we've been watching Servant 2.
He had a bad hump, and now he's out of it.
I think that hump was he was forced to do stuff he didn't want to do. And
Probably.
He was like, this is how I get out of it. Trust me, if I was hired for something that I didn't want to do or for people I didn't want to work with, you know I would do a bad job. That way I would never have to work with them again. Yeah, I would not do it. Starcar says, always use archive links when sharing articles. Okay.
Oh, that's
for the
smart.
ones that we don't want to do.
Yeah, that's smart. That way they don't get the...
Gabriel says, why isn't anything in the next Amiibo life?
That's a great question. Even better question is, what's going on with this image?
Did you show it?
Yeah, it'll show in like 80 seconds.
That is Jared Leto's new Joker. So Zack Snyder is having his own special cut of the Justice League.
Which might as well just be called the original cut.
Yeah. So
the non-messed with by Warner Brothers and Joss Whedon cut. Okay. I'm so hyped for this movie.
You can talk about it.
I'm so hyped for it. I can't contain the hype.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat's got me on edge, but Justice League has me rolling. Because I loved Batman vs. Superman. And I know people here think that's the worst movie ever, but I love that movie.
So did I.
Low-key, love it. High-key, love it.
Yeah.
The director's cut of it, I think, solved a lot of the problems. It's just like Prometheus. Mm-hmm. I think Prometheus suffered from having too much cut out of it. Same with Batman v Superman. They explain a lot of the things. People are like, that doesn't make any sense. Actually, it does. It's just missing a 30-minute scene to explain a lot of the jurisdiction things that happen in Batman vs. Superman. They cut out all the explanation so you get all the action.
Yeah.
But Zack Snyder was doing a cut of Justice League. He was making Justice League. It was 4 hours long, and Warner Brothers said, make it 2.5. Yeah. And he had a terrible tragedy in his family and basically said, F this, I'm out. So they brought in Joss Whedon. We know about Joss Whedon. Not a very good person. And he only used 30 minutes of Snyder's original footage, the 4 hours that exist.
That's crazy.
So this is going to be this true sequel to Batman vs. Superman that I've been waiting for a long time.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
Yeah. I mean, the trailer looked good. The trailer looked like a different movie, but I guess it is.
Yeah, I mean, there's more new in this movie than there is old, which is super exciting.
But also, Jared Leto's Joker now looks like this.
Yes.
Which, I don't know if it looks better.
I think it looks way better.
How?
He's not damaged anymore. He's
still
not a grill.
Why is Joker applying his lipstick so, messy?
Well, I mean, this is kind of... I feel like this is kind of the Heath Ledger Joker look.
Yeah. Okay, it is still supposed to be a clown. You know, the paint is supposed to look like clown makeup.
So, just the way that Ben Affleck, Bruce Wayne, Batman, and Batman v Superman is killing people.
Yeah.
This is a Joker that has been around for 40 years. This is like the I have had enough of it Joker. The same way we have the I have had enough of it Batman.
Well, honestly,
bring it on.
If you've had enough of it and you're still doing this, you're clearly still involved.
Yeah.
If I'd had enough of it, I'd say, you know what? I am never brushing my hair again. I would just completely, I'd let myself go if I'd had enough of it. This Joker still looks like he cares.
I mean, isn't he wearing a straitjacket?
I don't think so.
I thought he was. I thought he were.
No, because in the trailer, he's free and he's talking to Batman about stuff.
I'm going to bring up another image here.
Emerald says, I'll watch the Snyder Cut, but I'm skeptical.
Look at that.
That is not a straitjacket.
It's
supposed to restrain you.
Yeah,
this is him having enough. His hair looks better than my hair does.
Excuse me? You want to say that again?
I mean, the way it's brushed back. Can they see this?
Yes, they can see this.
They can agree.
No.
Also, he's still with the makeup and it just doesn't really, it looks like a Silent Hills thing. It doesn't really look like, our thing is blocking it. Whoops.
They'll get some of it.
Kara said the trailer looked like an overdramatic CGI mess to a Snyder film.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Snyder, so Michael Bay invented Bayhem.
Yeah.
Snyder invented, Snyder Mania. He's going to give you a movie that's going to look really cool, but it's not going to make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the most deep and moving. Remember Guardians of Ga'Hoole? Mm-mm. Guardians of Ga'Hoole was a cool movie. The owl movie.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
That was a cool movie.
Emerald and I, we were just talking about that movie.
You give Snyder a kid's movie and it's going to be great because it's low stakes plot. I think people's problem with Snyder is, just like Michael Bay, he's focused on framing shots, giving you really cool action, slowing it down, really focusing on the cool stuff.
Yeah.
Cool framing, cool scenes, cool. That's all he's about. Not really a storyteller, not a writer. Mm-hmm. You're not going to get the Christopher Nolan level depth that he's trying to give you in his writing in a Snyder movie.
Right.
It's all about being cool. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. We're cool with
That's my take on Snyder.
We're going to see it.
Here's a thing that no one's going to want to hear.
What's that?
I would rather rewatch a Snyder movie than a Christopher Nolan movie.
Wow.
Burn this stream.
I wouldn't. I'd rather watch so many of Christopher Nolan's movies.
I'd rather watch a Snyder movie.
Well.
If I'm going to rewatch something, I want it to be just stupid fun.
I want it to be something where I can look at stuff.
And that's what a Snyder movie gives you.
Inception had really good action sequences.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. But Inception's that's a thinking man's film.
No, not if you already know what's going on.
I think so. I think so. Anywho, gotta get to the rest of this list, which isn't on here. Let me just do a little cleanup real quick. Do an ad. What are we sponsored by this week?
What are we sponsored? What have I done this week that I'd recommend? I'm doing a 30-day yoga challenge, which has been cool. I found out that my French teacher is an actual witch. I mean, she calls herself a practicing witch, so c'est bon. I won't upset her. Or I'll just ask her, I'll hint that I need things to happen in my life. And I'll see what happens.
Speaking of things happening in lives.
Yeah.
I am super hyped.
Yeah.
Super thrilled about something that I just put on the list.
What's that?
On Netflix. Yesterday. the JoJo spin-off series.
Whoa.
Thus Spoke Rohan Kashibe is on Netflix now.
That's your jam.
It's weird because the season that Rohan is from is not viewable on Netflix. So it would make no sense to anyone who hasn't watched JoJo on Crunchyroll. But Netflix has the JoJo spinoff. Hype.
So you love it.
I am so hype. Yeah. Cannot wait to watch it. It's only 4 episodes. Rohan is also a stand user. He's from part 4 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. He is a manga artist. He's basically the writer of JoJo.
Whoa.
He wrote himself into the story.
Yeah.
And his stand ability is he allows people to be read like a book. So he'd go like, yo, Heaven's Gate. No, not Heaven's Gate. Heaven's Door. And then your face would open up and he could write like, knows French. And then you would know French.
Whoa.
Or he could like read and say like,
I need that power.
Oh, Kite Tails was at this place at this time. Now I know the truth.
Whoa.
Yeah, Rohan's super cool character.
I need this power.
His show is on Netflix and I cannot wait to watch it.
I need that power.
It's also all in Italy. Which is just like Araki, the JoJo writer, loves Italy. He loves Italy and Florida. So
yeah.
2 things that I can abide by, if I may say so myself. A man after my own heart.
Uh-huh.
Thus spake Rohan Kashibe. We also watched The Naked Gun.
Yeah.
As a group.
We watched The Naked Gun for movie night.
Yes.
And that was weird.
That was one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time. And I've seen a scientist turn himself into a pickle.
That was a weird movie. He was like a Steve Martin looking guy.
Leslie Nielsen. Leslie Nielsen, that Steve Martin looking guy.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was fun. I really enjoyed it. We should watch Police Squad.
Yeah.
We've also been watching a really disturbing show called Crime Scene.
My thing fell. How long has it been gone?
I don't know.
How long has this been falling?
I'm not just continuously checking in on the shoulders.
Well, can you tie this for me? It needs to be a bow. Yeah, so we've been watching this. The show is called Crime Scene.
Mystery of the Cecil Hotel.
It's not really tied that well at all.
You set it up to be tied.
Well, I have to tie it myself.
I mean, that would make more sense than me doing it.
I know, but I can't see. Like, I'm not in front of a mirror, whatever. So we watched this show called Crime Scene, the disappearance of Eliza Lamb or the Cecil Hotel. The disappearance at the Cecil Hotel. I don't know why it had such a
crazy name.
Weird name. Why not just call it the Cecil Hotel? Because that's what everyone's watching it for. But if everyone has probably seen this video of Elisa Lamb, who is this Canadian tourist who went to Los Angeles to the Cecil Hotel, and she disappeared and her body was found in a water tank a couple weeks later. Absolutely horrific story. It's one of those like creepy videos.
It was like one of the first viral videos.
Right. Yeah, it was. It was like one of the first viral videos because it was the last
girl walking to the elevator and the doors don't close. She pushes all the buttons.
Right.
Doors still don't close.
And she's got really erotic behavior. Really, really just like unsettling.
It's very disturbing video.
Very, very creepy. And so this documentary is talking about like what happened to her and speculation and just like what I really liked about it too is the huge web sleuth community that kind of came together and was so determined on figuring out what happened to this poor girl and like who did this to her and tracing her movements. So it's a really interesting documentary. I think we're on episode 3.
Yeah, or I think we finished 4 and there's 2 more.
We finished 4.
There's a lot of like stuff to chew through on this.
Yeah.
Like I expected it to be a single, hour long thing, but there's a lot of information around this case.
There's a lot of information, specifically because the hotel she was staying at was so notorious.
And the area around it.
And the area, Skid Row.
Which is just like the worst place.
Right. Apparently Skid Row is like one of just the most dangerous places
like,
in America.
It's a serial killer hotspot hotel.
Yeah.
Like multiple serial killers stayed at that hotel because they're like, this is the place I can hide.
Right, exactly.
Or like, this is the place I can let my hair down, is how they said it. Yeah.
And I started watching, and this has been on my list, but I started watching The Nightstalker, which is a documentary about the Nightstalker serial killer in like the Glendale, California area in the 80s, Richard Ramirez. And this is so disturbing. This is like one of the most disturbing serial killers. He was just like pure satanic evil.
Yeah, he like said "Hail Satan" in the courtroom, right?
Very, very, yeah.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, if you want to think anyone like is possessed by the devil, he was absolutely like possessed, like just evil, barbaric. You wouldn't just like completely. That documentary is like so intense though. I had to like stop because it's just so much.
Yeah, I bet.
You know.
I mean, the Cecil documentary, some of those scenes are just like, geez.
I know.
You see, like, the crime scene photos of, like, the various beds and stuff where things are like,
and this is, like, this show, like, they show you the crime scene photos, and it's just so
It's
horrific.
a lot.
Yeah, it's awful. But that's a really, really good documentary, Nightstalker, and it is the two lead detectives who are just, like, the most kind of stereotypical, amazing detectives. Gil Carrero and Frank, Italian last name, Gil Cardio, and this Italian and this Mexican detective are the two lead investigators who were just like totally thought outside the box.
That's awesome.
And we're the ones who were responsible for bringing this guy to the surface because they were able to see like all these different connections and stuff like that. It just makes you so grateful there are people out there who are the foil to these serial killers. And can get inside their head and kind of see and like, okay, and we're going to figure it out. It's this really, really weird dichotomy between them. You have these people who are, and they're strong enough to be able to look at this stuff and keep going and not be broken down by it. Because most people, it's just too much for them.
I couldn't handle it.
Hands-on,
I could not handle that. I can't handle it on a TV.
And then just, like going home at night to their families and stuff. So it's a really, really good documentary.
Man.
Nightstalker. What else have we been watching?
Servant. That's it.
Servant. Yeah, Servant really 2 is just fantastic. My love for Rupert Grint continues to grow.
He's great.
Out of all the Harry Potter people, he's like got to be the best.
He is just fun.
He's the one who's like escaped. Him and Robert Pattinson, because Robert Pattinson escaped.
Well, he wasn't in Harry Potter.
He was.
No way.
Yeah, he was. He was in the Goblet of Fire.
Weird.
He was a really, really handsome guy.
Oh wow. Makes sense. Perfect casting.
I forget his name, but he was like the really, really handsome guy in Goblet of Fire. What else?
Outside of that, there's just two more things. One, there was a Nintendo event this week, and they announced Splatoon 3.
Yeah.
That looks pretty cool.
Splatoon 3 looks cool.
I need to play the DLC for 2, because I've heard the DLC for 2 is like the best.
It has like story mode stuff.
Yeah, you play as an Octoling, but they're like it's the best Splatoon.
Thank you, Starkara Cedric. That was his name. Splatoon 3 looks really good, but...
Do you know like the story behind the third game and like why it's in the desert and all that?
No.
There was a Splatfest during Splatoon 2.
Yeah.
And it was post-apocalyptic versus cyberpunk. And post-apocalyptic won. And that's
unfortunate.
That's how they themed it.
They should have done cyberpunk.
Then it would have been cursed.
Wow.
Got
him. They escaped.
They escaped the unfortunate fate. That trailer looked really good though.
Yeah.
I really like that trailer.
Really looked good.
I enjoy Splatoon. It's a fun game. I
loved Splatoon. I was like very involved with Splatoon.
You didn't play 2 at all though.
No.
And 2's like...
I think I was burnt out.
2 is so much better than 1.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
It is.
I think I was burnt out.
You should play 3.
I played Splatoon so much. I was like obsessed with getting my rank up, but you would lose rank so quickly. I think I could like the highest I got to like was an A rank, and then you'd fall and you're like at C. It was like I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, that's basically what happened to me with not Titanfall, Apex.
Yeah,
because I was like hovering between like gold and the next thing. I'm like, well, I'm never getting there, so I'm done with this.
Just give up.
Last thing to talk about, probably the biggest thing in the world right now. There's now more Vikings.
Oh yeah.
Currently.
Yeah.
Than have ever existed in the history of mankind.
Yeah.
Because Valheim has sold 3 million copies.
That's insane.
Is the big thing.
Yeah.
Is the new thing. And for once, like this is the part that blows my mind. I saw this game last year and I added it to my wish list. I'm like, I love the way this looks. I can't wait to play it. I never expected it to become this like phenomenal sensation. It's just like, I like the way it looked.
Yeah.
And now it's huge.
Super, really, really fun.
Super good game.
Valheim is like a cross between.
It's a survival game.
It's a survival game, but also
farming game.
A building farming game.
It's got like a little bit of Animal Crossing, Harvest Moon.
Yeah, it's like, but without all of the NPCs and stuff. It's PvE, so there's
there's NPCs bad NPCs. Fight.
There's not
and then there's friends who play the game.
Right, exactly. But it's been so fun. I've loved playing it. I think we have close to 50 hours playing it, and we have we've just really just like enjoyed it. But every single night, we're on there doing stuff. What's that? Kane. Kai tells you look amazing, by the way. You always wear the prettiest clothes and your hair looks beautiful. Thank you.
Should I say we're 2-2 now? It's
we're 2-2 there, okay?
Even.
We're even. Thank you, Kane. That's very sweet of you. Merci beaucoup.
Valheim?
Also, I appreciate the thing about my hair because I did not like it yesterday.
I think it looks great.
That means extra to me. No. Thank you.
I thought it looked great. She did a cool thing with it before the stream and then brushed it out. I thought it looked really cool.
I know. I didn't like the way it looked in the preview. Why don't you be glad that I have some sort of dignity?
She saw her hair aliased on the iPad because I'm literally streaming this video on Streamlabs. And she said, I don't like the way it looks. I'm like, that's aliasing, Kite Tails. That's not your hair. That's pixels.
I had to brush it out. Tiara says, I thought you stopped playing it. No. Oh my gosh. We probably need to stop.
The amount of hours.
We need to take a break and play some other games because I feel sorry. Joseph hasn't gotten to play any games. There's
Joseph can play Valheim.
Who hasn't played any games. Every single night, we're playing Valheim. Okay, we have to talk about the story. Okay, so last week... Okay,
yes, we have a story.
So to talk a little bit about Valheim, should you bring up a photo or something that shows what Valheim looks like?
Everyone knows what Valheim looks like. No one needs to see Valheim.
So last week, Valheim, you had sailed out to this area.
Yes. Our map seed. Valheim is a huge
by
map.
The way. So let's see if this was big, put your finger in the middle.
Boop.
That's how much we've explored.
That's it.
That's representative of how much we've explored.
Just a little tiny smudge in Odin's great map of the 10th layer of Valhalla.
Yeah.
Our map seed, little unfortunate. Can't do anything about it now. We've sunk too much time in it. The bosses we had fought thus far were probably a 2-3 minute walk from our main base.
Right.
The third boss, there's 5 bosses that are in the game already. The third boss, Bone Mass, is not a 5-minute walk from where we are.
Yeah.
In fact, it's a 45-minute boat trip with the fastest boat in the game. Mm-hmm. So I thought I'd take it upon myself to help the group. There's 14 of us playing. I'm going to take the portal materials. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take the boat trip. I'm going to build a portal so we can fight Bone Mass and not everyone has to suffer on a 45-minute boat ride. I'm good at driving boats. I'm going to get there no problem. What I didn't plan for was the fact that Bone Mass is in a biome adjacent to the worst possible biome possible. Mm-hmm. It's got these things called...
very overpowered. It's
Death
very
Skeetos.
Difficult.
Yes. Right. Death Skeetos can kill you in full bronze armor in a single hit if you haven't eaten the right food. Yeah. A Death Skeeto. So I went to this place. I did the 45-minute boat trip trying to help the group so they didn't have to suffer through this.
Yeah.
Didn't know about the Death Skeetos. Exited the boat. Started to put my stuff down to build the portal. Immediately, I hear buzzing. I'm like, what the squeck?
Yeah.
What is happening right now? Death Skeetos are happening, apparently. I die. So all my stuff...
within a second,
yes,
dead.
The boat, the portal, all of my crap.
Yeah.
Now a 45-minute boat trip away.
I know, you were very depressed about that.
I was sad. Yeah. I was like, man, I tried to do a good thing. Like everything I do.
Yeah.
I tried to do a good thing, and it blew up in my face. And so then I brought you in.
The next day, I said, okay, let's you, me, and someone else go. We'll go on together. We'll get the muscle. We'll go on this trip. We'll get this stuff. So we all pack on the boat. We have new resources and everything. Because when you lose your stuff, it's not like... you can go back and retrieve it. Thank goodness your stuff doesn't disappear. But usually. You're naked and you need new stuff. So it's like, we make some new stuff. So we go. So we get back in the boat and we go...
I spend hours just re-getting troll stuff. So I have troll armor.
So we're ready to go. We're set. We're like, okay, here's the plan. We're going to quickly go grab the stuff, make a portal, quickly build around it, protection, and we're good to go.
Yes. And I suggested, because I noticed on the first trip there, I'm like, oh, there's a castle over there. We should grab the castle because it's pre-fortified.
It was an abandoned castle.
We take it over, we just kill the 1 or 2 enemies in there, and then we've at least got a safe spot to build.
Right, but someone suggested, let's just keep going up a little bit.
Let's get the boat. There's the boat. Let's get the boat. And I said, I don't think this is a good idea. But we go for it anyway.
Uh-huh.
And what happens?
And we all immediately die.
Death ski-toed again.
We all die. So now all of our gear is out there.
My new gear and my old gear.
Yeah.
And I have been in a boat for 2 hours.
So all of our gear is just gone. And so the next time, me, you, Emerald, and my brother, and we have 4 people, and we're like, look, here's the plan. We're going to be very, very prepared this time.
Yes.
We're going to make sure.
This is like Warcraft raid level preparation we had.
You have all the ingredients you need to make a portal. We have plenty of food. We have everything ready to go.
We had an order for who was leaving the boat when.
Right, exactly. Like we were going to have call outs. Everything was going to be incredibly, incredibly orderly. And we were going to have it done this time. So we all pack up in the boat. I mean, and we had to go through lengths. We had to like maneuver all this stuff. And
it's not an easy journey.
Right. No, it's not an easy journey. But just preparing to that point, because we continued to lose so much resources that we kind of had to start from square one.
So we actually took a detour on the trip.
We took a 15-minute detour. We're all ready to go.
We built a second stopping point,
right.
A resting point.
And so then we're like, okay, this is it. We're ready to go. Do you guys have your poison potions? Do you guys have all the fine wood? Do you have all the ingredients? Do you have everything that we need? All our food? Yes, yes, yes. We're good. Let's go. We get in the boat. 15 minutes. I'm like, okay, so here's the plan. I'm going to build all the stuff. Emerald, you're going to build the portal. Emerald says, okay, who has the fine wood? And I was like, I thought you had the fine wood. My brother, no, I don't have the fine wood. No one had the fine wood.
Shocker.
No one had.
This is my third hour.
Had the ingredients that we needed to build
this is my third hour on a boat.
So we're like, okay, let's go back.
Turn this boat around. We're gonna go get the wood.
So we turned the boat around, and me and my brother both have like inappropriate laughter.
Yes, you laugh at inappropriate times. I'm
both
seething.
Me and my brother have inappropriate laughter. So if there's some misery, if there's some misfortune, like for whatever reason, I like start laughing.
Yes.
I don't know why.
I don't
but
either.
He has the same thing. It's genetic. I know why. It's probably because like my mom is kind of this way. Like
it's genetic.
If there's something that happened that upsets people, it kind of makes me laugh.
Yeah.
So me and my brother are just kind of giggling and laughing to ourselves. And you're quiet. You're upset. I can tell you're really, really angry.
I didn't want to go back. I had gone back too many times.
I can tell you're really annoyed, but he and I are just laughing the whole time. And so we all go back. We get the stuff. And then we sail out yet again. But then when we land...
You've never seen such a precision strike. It was like the invasion of Normandy.
It was like bam, 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 bam. Everything we had rehearsed. Everyone had their place. You got on.
Draugr were dying.
Yeah,
blobs exploding. It was like...
I wish we had filmed the whole thing because it was so effective.
Precision strike raid skill.
We went in there. We cleared it. Immediately built around it.
We have an awesome bone mass base now.
I did end up dying, I think.
Yeah, you did.
I did end up
But that
dying.
was after we'd have everything set up.
Yeah,
so it wasn't even like... And this is what we planned for.
One
Like,
casualty. Right.
people can die. We understand this could happen. But what's important is we hit these check marks to get to these readiness levels to recover.
Though.
Yeah.
It was really, really fun. And I haven't had that much fun
I couldn't sleep that night because I was so jacked from the entire thing.
So like worked up.
I got my stuff back.
Yeah, you did. You got your stuff back.
I got my stuff back. Lost the boat, though.
This is what I like about... I like these experiences. And even like the forgetting this stuff and things not going wrong. Like looking back, it was a fun experience overall because it was challenging. It was really challenging and difficult. Yeah. And we had to get really creative. And we had to plan strategy and things like that. And that's something I like about gaming with friends. And it was just like a really fun, nice experience. So I've loved Valheim. I thought it's like a perfect.
It's not World of Warcraft in the terms of the gameplay, but it's absolutely World of Warcraft in terms of the way I feel when I play it. I have not felt this way since World of Warcraft.
This is so much better than Warcraft.
It is.
For so many different reasons.
I think the feeling you get when things like, when you really have that, I'm hanging out with my buddies and we're doing this thing, we're working towards a goal.
Right.
Valheim scratches that itch in a way that, like, you think about like Division, Destiny, Anthem, all these crappy co-op games that have come out, and like just they suck.
Yeah,
they suck. And
we had a lot of fun with the Division 2.
Yeah, but think about the fun in Division 2 compared to the fun in Valheim. What did you do in Division 2 that was ever cool the way Valheim has been cool?
Yeah, that's true.
It's like we fell into the slump of the modern gaming conundrum that is just like point gun shoot, and numbers go up.
Right.
There are numbers in this game, but I'm not paying attention to them.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about like, how are we going to fight bone mass? We need poison resistance potions.
Yeah,
Should we get this iron armor?
I like that challenging aspect of it though. You know, the fact that you do have to prepare and get creative. It's just it's the nice, welcome
freshest
scene.
breath of air.
Yeah, it really
that I've had in gaming since like Stardew Valley.
Yeah,
it's crazy how much like it has in common with that.
Right now.
Yeah.
Bishop says, "How dare you?" He's talking about Destiny.
All those games suck. They do.
Yeah, seriously, you can only play Destiny 2 with like 3 people.
The numbers go up.
Yeah.
But your enjoyment and your skills as a person playing it don't.
And another thing that we've talked about is, seriously, like, why are games being so focused on being realistic in the mouth movements and the dialogue and the voice acting and the face capture, and it's just so detailed. Like, we were talking about this unfortunately with Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
And look what happened. They put all this work in it. You know, it's a beautiful game. It was supposed to look beautiful, but you have to have like optimized to run it and things like that. Just like
then it's still not.
Right.
It's even worse than it was at launch.
So I hope Valheim will be proof that you can scale it back, you can make it simpler, because people think it looks like PS1 graphics. I love that.
That's what made me look at it in the first place.
I love that about it.
I saw that. I'm like, I love that style.
Right. For me, and I know a lot of people like, oh, well, the realism helps with immersion.
It doesn't.
First of all, I can't imagine that is the majority of people who play video games want to feel like, oh, I am my android. I am.
Well, 3 million copies sold begs to differ with the realism.
I hope so. I really hope this is it. Let's get back to the basics. Let's get back to good games. Let's get back to storyline, to gameplay, to creating good memories rather than having something flashy. Why is Chrono Trigger still everyone's favorite game? That game is like 30 years old.
I've built a RetroPie in my office, and I mostly have it to like run as a screensaver in the background. I do web calls. People are like, oh, look at that thing. You're like, yeah. But Armored Core is on there. Armored Core is one of the early From Software games, guys who did Dark Souls. It's a mech game. It's a mech building game. But it has the same graphics as Valheim. It actually has the real Valheim graphics. I played that recently just because it was on. And I'm like, oh, I loved that game as a kid. Played through the entire thing. It's a hard game.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
That game is so good. And there's been very few games like that ever since. Like, we don't have an Armored Core from the modern era. We have like the ones that came out on the PlayStation 3 weren't very good. They didn't capture the spirit of the original. It's just like, things get lost.
Yeah.
Things get lost.
They
like
really
Chrono
do.
Trigger has not had.
No.
I mean, it had a technical pseudo sequel, but like it hasn't had a remake. It hasn't had a revisit. Like, there are really great games out there.
Legend of Mana has a remaster though on the PC, which I'm excited about.
And Switch. Yep.
Yes. Like, we need to start doing that. If we can't make good games now, then we need to at least like polish up the good games and make them playable today on everyone's. Andrew says, I'm with Liara right now. Yeah, you know there's some people out there who think that. Like, oh, I totally look like my Commander Shepard.
Liara's my real life wife.
Yeah. That is really embarrassing. There are people out there like that, but I cannot imagine they're the bread and butter of the games industry. I'm not going to say anything more.
Say no more.
Say no more, but you guys know what I'm talking about. You know the kind of people... You know, the kind of people that like stuff like that, and they're kind of annoying.
Herb says, waiting for Flex tutorials on how to set up Raspberry Pi emulators. Look, I'll teach you how to do it. It's not hard. I should make a copy of my image. My image is really good.
Oh, yeah, it is really
It's
good.
Mostly it's like 90% PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
And then there's some Sega Genesis and like some Game Boy. But it's 90% PS1.
Ew, you know my old boss, Frank, wanted to do that.
Yeah, he couldn't. He doesn't have the
I want
skill.
to set up a Raspberry Pi so I can play Atari games.
I'm running like a custom. I'm running custom scrapes. I got custom bezels. I got all the bells and whistles set up on mine.
He didn't even know how to send a BCC email.
Yeah,
okay?
Frank ain't gonna set up no Raspberry Pi emulation station.
Irv says Chrono Trigger is in my all-time top 5, and I'm not even the biggest RPG fan. Yeah, Chrono Trigger is to this day still my favorite game. I mean, I love that game. That game brings tears to my eyes when I hear the music because I love it so much. That Final Fantasy VII, favorite, another one of my favorite games. But look at what they did with the launch on the PS4, or the PS5. Sorry.
That's kind of like how I feel about Tony Hawk.
Yeah. It
was when they did that remaster for Tony Hawk. I was like,
yeah.
Why am I getting emotional about skateboarding? Like, this is actually a huge part.
It's that nostalgia that is important to you.
Yeah.
That's like, that's really nice. I love that.
And I'm really mad because at Tony Hawk Studio, they did Tony Hawk, Crash Bandicoot, and Spyro remasters, which are all freaking perfect remasters. Yeah. And now Blizzard has taken over them and they're doing Diablo 2, which I love Diablo 2, but screw Blizzard.
I know.
They don't deserve them.
No, they
don't.
Like,
they haven't done the work. They haven't put in the effort to be good, to deserve that studio.
Shame on you, Blizzard.
Shame on you, Blizzard.
Salty Slug said all
Not
his
sponsored by
Final
Blizzard.
Fantasy characters look like him.
Well,
if you can pull it up,
if you pull
fine.
it
off. I will kind of make characters kind of look like me if I can. I'm like, it depends. Like if I'm playing like a MMO or something, I'm like, I'll make them look like me. But anything else? I mean, we didn't talk about the Apple stuff.
There's been a lot of Apple stuff.
There's more Apple stuff.
Apple attacked Facebook.
Apple subpoenaed Valve because they wanted Valve's financial records.
Yes.
They wanted Valve's financial records. Okay, so in the ongoing Apple versus Epic, Apple thought it would help their case if they had Valve's financial records from all of their games. And Valve was like, why do you need this? We're not even a competitor in the mobile market. Like, this isn't relevant to your specific case against Apple versus, let's not even say Apple versus Epic. It's Apple versus Tim Sweeney.
It is Apple versus Tim Sweeney. My thought, when I haven't read the article, I don't know. Big brain thought here is that they're like, oh, Valve must hate Epic because Epic keeps cutting into Valve's profits. So maybe they will be willing to help us.
So I read the article, and it was about Apple thinks that it will show the overall conditions of the market that Epic is competing in. And so I'm thinking maybe they want to show Apple's revenue versus Valve's revenue.
Right.
And these are comparable markets, so
Epic already has their own store there.
Right, Epic is a competitor, like a valid competitor, because I'm sure Tim Sweeney's like, oh, you make so much money, you make so much more than me, and so I really don't know. I don't know the reasoning. I would be interested in seeing this because I want to know what is Apple's argument for wanting this. But I thought this was really weird. Hi, Jason.
The thing that I don't like about this lawsuit, and I haven't liked it from the beginning, is that Epic isn't going after PlayStation, Nintendo, or Xbox.
Right.
That seems super biased.
Also,
because they do the same thing.
Well, Tim Sweeney claimed that Apple doesn't charge Google anything.
I don't know about that. Tim Sweeney's
off his rocker.
Tim Sweeney is nuts.
He's crazy.
He thinks that he is like a civil servant who is like speaking on behalf of small developers out there.
Yeah, because he claimed that Apple doesn't charge Google for anything.
Well, does Google have a store on Apple's store?
I don't know.
Then they wouldn't.
I don't know about.
I think like Tim Sweeney is.
He also said that.
Stupid.
Tim Sweeney.
I don't think he knows much. He seems to not know a lot.
They don't charge Amazon anything.
Yeah, they have agreements. They have agreements with like their top 10.
But then they charge Amazon $15 for something.
Here's the thing.
I have no idea.
Yeah, Apple has this like kickback program basically where they're like Netflix, Amazon, and a couple others don't have to pay the Apple Store fee.
Right.
Because the amount of damage that it would do to Apple's environment if they didn't support Netflix and Amazon is like,
wow.
So crazy. They make exceptions for them.
Yeah.
because they want to keep them on the platform.
Right.
Apple doesn't care about Epic. Because Epic isn't Netflix or Amazon.
No one should care about Epic, honestly.
Do you know the acronym FANG? Have you heard of FANG? It's Facebook, Apple, Alphabet, Netflix, Google. No, it's Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google. It represents the 5...
Ew.
Oh my gosh.
Ew.
It stinks.
Oh,
it's bad.
I'm the one sitting next to her
It's
tonight.
Luna. Jeez. Why is it when we stream? This never happens.
Maybe she's trying to clear the room.
Oh, she keeps hearing Tim Sweeney, and she's like, I know what I think about Tim Sweeney. He's a smelly fart.
Ew. Oh, awful.
So FANG, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, represents the 5 largest tech startup industries out there. You notice Microsoft isn't on that list, but this is like a well-known acronym amongst the enterprise tech industry. That's why they get the exception. Because you lose one of these guys' support, and you have a problem. Now, Apple thinks they're so big, they don't need Facebook. Wow. That's interesting. Yeah. But they're also part of FANG, so they've got that going for them.
Yeah, Irv was saying that whatever side Facebook is on, he takes the opposite. I share your sentiments.
Yes, as do I.
Can't stand Facebook. I just can't stand them. I'm utterly repulsed by Facebook. Duncan posted an emoji. What is that? I can't tell. What's that emoji? It looks like a little submarine or something.
I think it's a doggy.
Oh, is it? Oh, is that a dog? I can't tell.
It's like a little dog waving.
Irv says Microsoft, Apple, Google, Amazon, Facebook, Twitter.
But Twitter...
Oh, wait. He said it's another acronym. MAGA feet.
I think the reason why that's not the acronym is Twitter is not nearly as profitable as those companies.
Twitter is going to start charging people to use it.
Good.
That's a piece of news. They want to start charging people.
That's good. Good for them.
Can we just say, listen, neither of us have a Twitter account, by the way.
No.
We deleted it because Twitter is just, I think it's creating such nasty behaviors in people in this whole, I live to argue, I live to complain, but I'm going to make a profit off of drawing everybody else and making them angry and making them complain and only catering to what they want to hear. And everyone thinks they're some great debater and everyone thinks they're a genius in whatever category that they happen to make YouTube videos in. And it's just really, really nasty behavior.
Yeah.
And you can see people saying stupid things and having it just completely ruin their lives. It's honestly not worth it. Like, get off Twitter. Talk to some real people.
Be a real person.
Have some real interactions. And by real interactions, I mean just like social interactions.
Get on our Discord and talk to us over the microphone.
Get on and talk to us during game nights. Like, those are human interactions. It's a human interaction to talk to somebody in a non-hostile setting. But I think Twitter is just like completely just like hostile and just absolute trashy. So I wonder what this is going to do. If this is going to make people... people who shouldn't have an account are now going to not be able to afford it.
I don't
know.
It's like, I don't know, and I don't really care. Like, I kind of hope Twitter just dies.
Yeah. Yeah, same.
I hope Facebook dies.
Same, I really don't.
Like, all of these things, just not very good.
No. What they need so Irv says Twitter is toxicity, the website. Totally agreed. I totally agree. It's just awful.
I think what you realize when you get off, like... Because we don't have Facebook anymore. We used to. Mm-hmm. And what you realize when you get off Facebook is the people you actually care about in your life are not a number to be collected. They're the people it's like, I want to talk to Weeb. That's my real friend, is like the person I want to talk to and I want to hear what Weeb thinks.
Right.
Like having a 500 Facebook friends, none of which I actually care about.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to post a lot of things in spite of them because I think they're stupid. Like, why are they your friend?
Right, exactly. Like, why even do this? Like, oh, I have, 100,000 followers on, or 100,000 followers on Twitter. Like, why? Yeah. What does this do for you? I think it gives like a false sense of entitlement. So.
Yes.
Oh, it's just awful.
It's fake friendship.
Jason says I don't like Facebook anymore either. Yeah, it's just really just.
Yep.
I just think negative interactions and stuff like that. Duncan says you already talked to the people you like. Yes, exactly. We do. And we're always looking to add more people to that friend group. So if you're out there and you're ever oh, I want a good place. Like, you start getting involved with our
You join a
movie
community.
nights. Right.
Which is like what we have. We have a community.
Our game nights, and we do really fun things with the group, and I love socializing with people. I'm definitely more of an extrovert.
Yeah.
I'm a good blend, though, because I don't depend, like, not being around people isn't going to break my heart.
There's different kinds of
I love my
extroverts.
alone time. Yeah. But I'm also super bubbly, and I light up, and I can work the room.
Yes.
But I also am like, I'll just sit here and be alone, and this isn't going to bother me, and I like my alone time.
Josh Hunter says, I just want to let you know that you're still surrounded by fart particles. It's just that it's diffused enough that you can't smell it.
Thanks,
Josh Hunter
John.
doing the real work.
I
John
cleaned
Hunter,
all
sorry.
of the upholstery today, too. I cleaned all of the upholstery today, so thank you, Luna, for that. Ay, Chihuahua. Andrew says, have you watched Fake Famous on HBO Max? No. Is that, I'm guessing that's like about Instagram culture, influence, or something like that.
That's terrifying.
I don't care about that. I guess that's all.
That's it.
We're done.
I'm going to go eat.
We're going to go eat. And then we'll do something with the group later if everyone
We're going to fight bone mass is what we're going to do.
Yeah. We'll go play Valheim then, I suppose.
It's time to fight the bone mass. Get some
All
silver.
right, that was fun. Thanks for hanging out, guys. And we'll see you next week. I want that cursed image for next week, though.
You got to find it. You got to put it here.
I will. All right.